Correct. Is my screen is visible? Is
Yes,
my
sir.
screen
Yes,
visible? Okay, right. Is I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Fine, fine, good. So today's our lecture is module 7, air fuel cycles, the variable specific heat and the effect of operating variables, right? So before entering this class, just we can recall what we discussed in last class, right? So last class we discussed what is air fuel cycles, right? The air fuel cycle is the theoretical cycle based on the actual properties of the cylinder gas is called the fuel air cycle, right? The fuel air assumptions, right? So for the fuel air cycles, we have made some assumptions, right? So once again, we recall that assumptions, right? The first one, period to the combustion, right? Period to the combustion, there is no chemical change either in the fuel or air mixture, fuel or in air or the mixture of both, right? So period of the combustion, there is no chemical change, and subsequent to the combustion, the chemical changes. The change is always in chemically equilibrium, and there is no heat exchange between the gases and the cylinder wall in any process. That processes are the adiabatic, right? In addition, the expansion and the compression process are frictionless, right? These are the assumptions. And one more assumption, while the burning is taking place, the burning is taking place at the TDC, at the instantaneous at the TDC. That's one is a assumption. And one more important is the fuel is completely mixed. The fuel is completely vaporized and perfectly mixed with the air, right? So these are the assumptions made for the fuel air cycles, right? Then factors, right? What are the factors considered, right? So we have four factors, right? So first one is the composition of the cylinder gases, the variable specific heat, dissociation, and number of molecules, right? So last class we seen these two, right? So what is the composition of the cylinder gases, right? So the air fuel ratio changes during engine operation. This change in air fuel ratio affects the composition of the gases before as well as after the combustion, right? So in particularly the percentage of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, water vapor, and so in the exhaust gases, right? So what is the composition, right? So what are the terms inside the cylinder means we have fuel, air, water vapor, and some residual gases inside the cylinder, right? So depending upon this content inside the cylinder, how the efficiency will changes, right? That we have studied. Then the variation in the specific heats, right? So for the air standard cycles, we are assuming that we are using air is only a working fluid and a constant specific heat we have assumed in air standard cycles. But in the fuel air cycle, surely the variation will be there in the specific heat, right? The specific heat rises with its temperature. If the temperature is rises, automatically the specific heat also gets variation. That is Cp and Cv. That is two specific heat. For the gases, we have two specific heats. The specific heat at constant pressure and specific heat at constant volume. And why these variations are there? The reason also we studied, right? So the internal energy of the gases is largely due to the energy of vibrations, the energy of vibration, rotational, and some translational energy, right? So this energy of vibration increases rapidly with the temperature, right? So since only the transactional energy is measured by the temperature, the specific heat must increase, right? The specific heat must increase, right? So it is accepted for monoatomic gases, right? There is no change in specific heat in monoatomic gases, right? So these two factors we studied and we discussed in earlier classes, right? So now in this class we are going to see about the other two factors. So one is the dissociation. It is an important one, right? So what is dissociation, right? So how it will affect the other, how it will affect the engine performance, right? So this and all we can see in this session, right? Then one more thing, the effect of the operating variables, right? The operating variables, there are two variables, that is compression ratio as well as the fuel air ratio, right? So these terms will be discussed in this class, right? So we can see one by one, right? So first the disassociation, it's a one of the important factor which is considered while for the air fuel cycle, right? So what is dissociation, right? So dissociation, it's a process, that is a integration process. Just wait a second. Correct, fine. So dissociation, it is the process, can be considered as a integration. See, consider as a integration of the combustion products, integration of the combustion product at high temperature, at the high temperature, that is the temperature above the 1600 degrees Celsius. And the dissociation is considered as a reverse process to the combustion. It is a reverse process to the combustion, right? So during the dissociation the heat is absorbed, during the dissociation the heat is absorbed, whereas during the combustion the heat is liberated, whereas during the combustion process the heat is liberated, that is the process is different, right? So during the dissociation, in dissociation process it is a endothermic process, and during the combustion it is the exothermic process, right? So in the IC engine, mainly the dissociation of the carbon dioxide into carbon monoxide and the oxygen content, and the oxygen content, and whereas there is a little dissociation of the H2O content, that is water content, right? So the mainly the dissociation of the carbon dioxide into carbon monoxide and the oxygen, right? So in the IC engine, the mainly the dissociation of the carbon dioxide into carbon monoxide and the oxygen is occurred, right? And some little amount, the little amount of the H2O, the little amount of the H2O, right? See, the carbon dioxide, right? The dissociation of the carbon dioxide into carbon monoxide and the oxygen, right? Since it is started around in 1000 degrees Celsius, right? So the equation is written as like this, right? So 2CO2 which gives 2CO plus oxygen plus some heat, right? So at the same, above the temperature of 1300 degrees Celsius, above the temperature of 1300 degrees Celsius, the dissociation of the H2O occurs. The dissociation of H2O is occurs, right? So see, in the IC engine, the dissociation is mainly for the CO2 and some little dissociation of the H2O, right? So these two, right? So for the CO2, it's around 1000 degrees Celsius. It's around 1000 degrees Celsius, and for the H2O, it's around 1300 degrees Celsius. It's around 1300 degrees Celsius, right? So it is the dissociation, that is the integration, disintegration equation, right? So the presence of CO, the presence of CO and HO2, that is the oxygen, right? So the carbon monoxide and the oxygen in the gases tends to prevent the dissociation of CO2. right? Dissociation of CO2. This is sorry. This is noticeable in rich fuel mixture. It is noticeable in rich fuel mixture, which by producing more CO and suppress the dissociation of the CO2. Dissociation of CO2. And here one more point we have to note: there is no dissociation in burned gases of the lean mixture. That is, what is a lean mixture? Lean mixture means the fuel quantity, the fuel amount will be less, right? So there is no dissociation in the burned gas of the lean fuel air mixture. Lean mixture means the amount of fuel is very less, and this is why, means it is due to the temperature produced is too low. The temperature produced is too low, right? So due to this reason, there is no dissociation on the lean mixture, and the maximum dissociation occurs in the burned gas. This chemically correct fuel mixture, that is the stoichiometric mixture, right? The chemically correct fuel air mixture, right? So the maximum dissociation occurs the chemically correct fuel air mixture, right? Then the temperature are expected to very high, but it decreases the lean and the richer mixtures, lean and richer mixtures, right? So we can see one by one the effect of the dissociation, right? The first one is the temperature, right? So in the case of IC engines, the heat transfer to the cooling medium causes the reduction of maximum temperature and the pressure, right? As the temperature falls during the expansion stroke, the separated constitutes recombine. The heat absorbed during the dissociation is thus again released, but it is too late in the stroke to recover entirely the power loss, right? See, a portion of heat is carried away the exhaust gases, right? So in this figure, see, in this figure, it indicates the reduction of the temperature of the exhaust gas mixtures due to the dissociation with respect to the air fuel ratio, right? So the temperature, right? So this figure, the drawn by the temperature and the degree of the richness, right? See in this curve, the dotted line, right? So the maximum temperature, right? So at the maximum temperature, there is no dissociation. There is no dissociation at the chemically corrected air fuel ratio. Chemically correct air fuel ratio, that is stoichiometric ratio. That is stoichiometric mixture, right? So with no dissociation at the maximum temperatures attained at the chemically correct mixture, that is the stoichiometric air fuel ratio, right? So with the dissociation is maximum is obtained when the mixture is slightly richer. See here, see this point. So the mixture is a slightly rich, right? The mixture is slightly rich. It's around 10 percentage. It's around 10 percentage, right? It's around 10 percentage. So it's slightly rich. The maximum temperature obtained with the dissociation, right? So the difference between this point and this point is around 300 degrees Celsius. It's around 300 degree Celsius. Is it right? Is it clear? Yeah, right. Then the effect of dissociation on the power, right? So this figure, see this figure. So this figure indicates the air fuel ratio and the brake power and some specific fuel consumption and specific fuel consumption. Right. The effect of the dissociation on the output power, that is the brake power, right? Output power in the four-stroke spark ignition engine. In the four-stroke spark ignition engine operating at constant load or constant RPM speed, right? Constant speed in the RPM, right? If there is no dissociation, see, there is no dissociation in this point. See, note this point, right? If there is no dissociation, the brake power output is maximum when the mixture is corrected chemically corrected air fuel ratio or a stoichiometric ratio, right? So the shaded area between these, right? See this shaded area, right? This shaded area between the brake power graph, it shows the loss of power due to the dissociation. See, this is a brake power, right? This is a brake power. So the shaded area will be indicates the loss of power, the loss of power, right? So when the mixture is quite lean, there is no dissociation, right? So if the mixture is lean, there is no dissociation. As the fuel air ratio decreases, see, the fuel air ratio is decreases, the mixture becomes rich, and the maximum temperature rises, the dissociation commences, right? Is it clear? Right. So when the dissociation occurs, at high temperatures, right? If it is in lean mixture, there is no dissociation, so the air fuel ratio, the amount of fuel is very less, if the amount of fuel is high, that is called the rich mixer, if we are using the rich mixer, it will get a high temperature, right? So due to the high temperature, the dissociation occurs, right? So dissociation commences on the rich mixture. Is it clear? Purincha by the?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Then the second effect, right? So we can see the dissociation, right? The dissociation effects, it's mainly in SI engines, right? It is mainly in SI engines, but it is not pronounced in CI engines. Why means this is the reason, right? So the pressure of the heterogeneous mixture and the excess air to ensure the complete combustion, right? So it is the reason, this is the reason, right, why it is not pronounced, in CI engine. It is only pronounced in SI engine, that is the spark ignition engine, right? So we can see the example also, right? So for the spark ignition engine, we can consider a petrol engine, that is Otto cycle, right? For the Otto cycle, right, we can see the Otto cycle, right? So the effect of dissociation in Otto cycle, right? So here it is the PV diagram for the Otto cycle, that is 1 2 3 4 1, right? So this process we know, right? So 1 to 2 is a compression, and 2 to 3 is a constant volume heat addition process, and the 3 to 4 it's a expansion stroke, and 4 to 1 is a exhaust process, right? So it is the PV diagram of the Otto cycle, right? So the dissociation effect is not pronounced in CI engine, it is only for SI engines, right? So we can see why, right? Because of the lower maximum temperature, the maximum temperature due to the dissociation, the maximum pressure is also reduced. Its maximum pressure also reduce. The state after the combustion, it is represented by 3 dash, right? So because of the lower maximum temperature due to the dissociation, the maximum pressure is also reduced, right? So the pressure also, see, so from the pressure is reduced from 3 to 3 dash, as well as the TS diagram, right? So the T also reduces. It is the actual, this point is the actual T, and it is the reduced T point. It is the reduced T point, right? So instead of the 3, we can get the 3 dash. That is the reduced pressure. That is the reduced pressure, right? If there was no reassociation due to the fall of temperature during the expansion stroke, during the expansion, right? So it is represented by the 4 double dash, but due to the reassociation, the expansion follows the 4 dash, right? By comparing the ideal cycle 3 and 4, by comparing the ideal cycle, that is a 3 expansion stroke, right? 3 to 4, that is the expansion process. It is observed that the effect of dissociation is to lower the temperature, and consequently the pressure at the beginning of the expansion stroke, right? So this causes the loss of power and also the efficiency. This causes the loss of power and also the efficiency, though during the recombining the heat is given back, it too late to contribute the convincing positive increase in the output of the engine, right? So is it clear? By comparing the ideal expansion stroke, that is the 3 to 4, it is observed that the effect of dissociation is to lower the temperature, and consequently the pressure at the beginning of the expansion stroke, right? At the beginning of the expansion stroke, right? This causes the loss of power. As well as the efficiency of the cycle, right? So these are the effects of the dissociation. These are the effect of the dissociation, right? Then we can move the effect of the operating variables, right? So the effect of the operating variables, the common engine, right? The operating variables on the pressure and the temperature within the engine cylinder is better understood by the fuel air analysis, right? So these details we can discuss, right? So meanwhile, we can see one more factor, that is the effect of number of molecules, right? So the number of molecules inside the cylinder varies at the pressure and the temperature changes, right? Varies as, that is depends on the pressure and the temperature, right? So the molecules presented in after combustion is depends on the fuel ratio and these two, right? The pressure and the temperature, that is by using this formula, PV is equal to nRT, right? So the, it is direct effect, right? So number of molecules does the direct effect on the amount of the work, that is the mixture, the amount of work inside the cylinder impact on the piston, right? Right. See, the effect of the common engine operating cycles, that is operating variables. The variables means the efficiency, pressure and the temperature within the cylinder is better understood by the fuel air analysis, right? So the main operating variables are the two. So one is the compression ratio and second one is the fuel air ratio, right? So for the air standard cycles, we discuss how the efficiency varies depending upon the compression ratios, right? So once the compression ratio increases, what will happen? Automatically the thermal efficiency, the indicated thermal efficiency increases, and the exponent, right? The adiabatic exponent increases, and also the efficiency will increases, right? See, the compression ratio increases the thermal efficiency also increases, right? See in this graph. The fuel air cycle, the efficiency increases with the compression ratio in the same manner as the air standard efficiency, right? Here we can give one more graph, right? So what is this? See here. It's a 2-mark question. It's a very important 2-mark question, right? So what is the invalence ratio? What is the invalence ratio? It is defined as the ratio of air fuel mixture. That is the ratio of air fuel mixtures. That is, one is the actual air fuel mixture to the chemically corrected air fuel mixture, right? So remind this one, right? So the equivalence ratio, it is indicated by pi. It is indicated by pi. What is that? It is the actual fuel air ratio to the chemically corrected fuel air ratio. It is the ratio. Note this, right? The equivalence ratio, which is denoted by pi, right? So it is defined as the ratio. It is the ratio between the actual fuel air ratio to the chemically corrected fuel air ratio. That is the stoichiometric ratio, right? Remind this one, right? So what is the equivalence ratio? What is the equivalence ratio, right? So this graph, right? See, this graph indicates with respect to the efficiency with respect to the equivalence ratio, how it is get some variations, how it gets a variation, right? So the maximum pressure and the temperature increases with the compression ratio, right? So the maximum temperature and the pressure increases with the compression ratio, since the temperature at the compression stroke, that is T2 and the P2, right? Since the temperature of the end of the compression stroke, T2 and P2 is higher, right? So T2 and P2 are higher at the end of the compression stroke, right? However, it can be noted from the experimental results that the ratio of fuel air cycle efficiency to the air standard efficiency is independent of the compression ratio for the given equivalence ratio at constant volume fuel cycles, that is the Otto cycles, right? So these are the results obtained using the air fuel ratio for the air standard cycle, that is the Otto cycle, right? For the Otto cycle model, the different equivalence ratio, the different equivalent ratio and different compression ratio, right? So the results, right? So the see here, it is the air fuel equivalence ratio, and it is for the mean effective pressure, and it is for the thermal efficiency. Here we can see only this graph, right? So only this. So the thermal efficiency and the equivalence, and the thermal efficiency and the compression ratio, right? So the same graph, right? See here, the thermal efficiency and the compression ratio, and the thermal efficiency and equivalent ratio, right? It is the results obtained for the Otto cycle. It is obtained for the Otto cycle, right? So the effect of operating variables. So one is with the compression ratio and the equivalence ratio, and the second one is the fuel air ratio, and second one is the fuel air ratio. Right. So for the fuel air ratio, we can see one by one. It is for the efficiency, right? It is for the efficiency. As the mixture is made a lean, as the mixture is made lean. What is the lean? Lean means the less amount of fuel. The less amount of fuel, the temperature rise due to the combustion will will be lowered as the result reduces the energy input per the unit mass of the mixture. The energy input per the unit mass is reduced. See, right? So why the energy is reduced, right? So because of the specific heat is lowered, right? The specific heat is lowered, and it will decreases the losses due to the disassociation, right? So you can see it is a clear manner, right? Right. Right, fine. Here we can see it will lower the losses due to the dissociation and the variation in the specific heat. The efficiency is therefore higher, and in fact it approaches the Otto cycle. It approaches the as standard cycles, right? See, for the as standard cycles, right, for the corrected mixture the efficiency is maximum. And here see where the efficiency is maximum. Here the efficiency is the maximum, right? So it is depends upon the equivalence ratio, that is a mixture of the air fuel ratio and the thermal efficiency right? This depends upon the efficiency, how it will affect the operating variables, right? So as the mixture is made a lean, the temperature rise due to the combustion will be lowered as the result of reduced energy per the unit mixture. Then the second one, the effect of the fuel air ratio in the term of the maximum power, right? The cycle power is affected by the fuel air ratio by the air standard theory. By the air standard theory, the maximum power is at the chemically correct mixture, right? So for the chemically correct mixture, the air standard, just one, right? So for the air standard theory, so at the chemically correct mixture, it is the maximum. The cycle power is maximum at as standard theory in at the condition of the chemically correct mixture. At chemically correct mixture, it will be maximum. But in the fuel air theory, the maximum power when the mixture is about a 10% of lean, the 10%, 10% of rich mixture, slightly rich. See the 10 percentage, right? Here the 10 percentage, the efficiency is higher. The efficiency is higher. So the mixture becomes richer, the efficiency falls rapidly. The efficiency falls rapidly, right? So this is because of the addition of the higher specific heat and the chemical equilibrium losses. There is insignificant air which results the formation of carbon monoxide and the hydrogens in the combustibles with its presence in the direct wastage of the fuel, right? Then the second one is the maximum temperature and the pressure, right? So at this graph, at this figure, the compression ratio, the temperature after the compression reaches the maximum when the mixture is slightly richer. When the mixture is slightly richer, it will attain the maximum temperature after the combustion. After the combustion, the temperature will get the maximum, right? So it's around the 6%. It's around the 6% of rich. It's around note it. It's around 6% of 6% of rich mixture, right? It's it for the this 6%. Note these values. The fuel air ratio is around 0.072, 0.072, or the fuel air ratio, that is air fuel ratio and fuel air ratio, right? So first one is the fuel air ratio is 0.072 and the fuel ratio is 14 is to 1. The 14 is 1, right? So at chemically correct ratio, there is still some oxygen present at the point 3, that is in the PV diagram. Right, it is the PV diagram for the Otto cycle. We can just take an example for same cycle, right? So the chemically correct ratio, there is some oxygen present at the point 3, that is the after the combustion product, after the combustion, right? So after the combustion, the oxygen present at the point 3 is still there, right? So the effect of rich mixture will causes the more fuel to combine with the oxygen that the point there by the rising the temperature T3. So the T3 temperature will be rises, right? So here it is the T3 temperature. It is the T3 temperature and it is the for the pressure, right? So if the pressure at the point pressure 3 increases, then the temperature also increases. The temperature also increases. Why? Because at the third point after the combustion, there is some oxygen present in the cylinder in the mixture of the corrected fuel mixture, in the corrected fuel mixture, that is stoichiometric mixture, right? Then then the fourth one is the exhaust temperature. The exhaust temperature, that is the T4 temperature, right? See, the exhaust temperature is T4, right? So the exhaust temperature T4 is maximum at chemically correct mixture. At chemically correct mixture, the exhaust temperature T4 is maximum. At this point, there is a reassociation as the temperature decreases. So the heat will be released. The heat will be released. This heat cannot be used in the engine cylinder. This heat is cannot be used in the engine cylinder. So the exhaust gas carries this heat with them, right? So the temperature cannot released. The temperature is cannot released in the engine cylinder. So the exhaust gas collect the heat and it will be gets out, right? So at the lean mixture, because of the less fuel, the T3 is less, hence the T4. The T3 is less, hence the T4 is less. At the rich mixture, the less sensible energy is developed. At rich mixture, the less sensible energy is developed and hence the T4 is less, right? So this T4 variation with the fuel air ratio is same manner as the T3 except the maximum temperature of the T4, that is the 6%, that is the 6%, 6% of the rich mixture, right? So the behavior of the T4 with the compression ratio is different from that the 3 3, right? That the 3 3, right? So these are the effects or in the operating variables. These are the effects or in the operating variables, right? So we can cover in this class what is dissociation and the what are the factors, right? So dissociation factor and the number of variables, and we can see this in the next class, right? Comparison of the as standard cycles, right? So the fuel air cycle, as standard cycle, and the actual cycles, right? So in forthcoming classes we can see together for the Ascendant cycle, fuel cycle, and actual cycles. And this class we discussed these operating variables, the effect of the operating variables, right? So for the work compression ratio, and the equivalence ratio, and the fuel air ratio, we can see in the terms of the efficiency, the maximum pressure and maximum temperature, and the exhaust gas temperatures, and one more is the maximum power, right? Is it clear? Purinchappa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right, fine.